Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 6th grade concept of properties of operations. This is standard 6.7D in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 16 of the 2017 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and then we will look at our answers together. So we are looking at properties of operations, and let's talk about three that are very important for us. The first property is the associative property, and sometimes we will call this the grouping property. And so this grouping property lets us group numbers together in different combinations, as long as you're not changing the operation. So if you were to do like 3 plus 2 plus 1, that would equal to 3 plus 2 plus 1. You just changed the grouping, as long as the operation doesn't change. If the operation changes, if you group an addition instead of subtraction, that's going to change something. Now we've got the commutative property. And the commutative property is something that's very useful. It's the order. And we use this all the time when we're trying to multiply. And we will sometimes just flip the order, so 7 times 3 equals 3 times 7. Now, the commutative property of operations, the order property, works with addition and it works with multiplication. As you can tell, it's not going to work so well with subtraction and division. And then finally we have the distributive. That's what we're going to look at today, distributive. That is going to be our breaking apart. And we can actually find that in our problem. We need to find something that is equivalent to y times 48. If we wanted to use the commutative property, we can simply say 48y. You can flip the order there. But which of these is going to be equivalent? Well, the simplest thing to do is to just replace y with something. And I would suggest not using 1 or 0, just because that could give you some false positives. So let's do something simple like 3. Let's say y equals 3. So first, let's figure out what 48 times 3 is. And that's going to kind of be our answer. That will be our guidepost. So 48 times 3. So that's going to be 24. 4 times 3 is 12. The 2 back in, so 144. So we need to plug in 3 in each of these situations here. And then see which one of those equals 144. So we have f. So this is 3 times 40 plus 8. So 3 times 40 is going to be, that's 120 plus 8, so that makes 128. So that is not going to be it. And then this g is even a little bit sillier. It's going to be 3 times 4, and then times 8. And so we're going to do 3 times 4 is 12. 12 times 8, that makes 96. So this g is not going to work either. Let's take a look at this h. So this is going to be a little bit more tricky. So we've got 3 times 40 plus 3 times 8. So that's 3 times 4 is 12, 3 times 40 is 120, times 4 is 24, and those, and you get 144. So look at that, h. Looks like it might work. Let's try this last one, j. So we've got 3 times 4 plus 8, so that's going to be 12 plus 8. That is not correct. That is going to be 20. Nowhere near. So our answer is h. Let's figure out y. So this is what we have right here. So y times 48 is equal to, and then they give it to us down here, y times 40 plus y times 8. And you see what we did here. We took this 48, we broke it into 40 plus 8. So 48 is 40 plus 8. And then you multiplied y by both, and that's how you use the distributive property.